So, Loossemble's TTYL MV is a really challenging MV to analyze. There is just so much to see and to theorize about, and all the little details and callbacks to the old Loona lore. It just really was a little overwhelming for me. But now that I wrote down all of my thoughts and theories, I feel like I can see the bigger picture now. So first of all, I should say that I do believe that this MV tries to connect the Loossemble lore to the ARTMS lore, and to some extent even the Chuu and Yves lore, but more on that later. But first of all, I will just mention all of the references in this MV and how you could interpret the events of this MV. So let's get right into it. So the first scene shows us Yeojin running away from these masked figures. Like I said in my teaser analysis, I believe that these girls are intentionally dressed like the Loossemble members from the Girls' Night MV, to show us that these girls have a connection to the aliens from that MV. I believe that the Loossemble members in the Girls' Night MV with these outfits were clones of the original members that at the time were asleep. So now we know that while at the end of the Girls' Night MV the members were asleep and their clones were controlled by aliens sent out to do their bidding, now through this MV we know that the Loossemble members were able to escape their dream, and that's why the aliens sent out their clone army to get them back. But on that note, I also have to say that this scene is very much reminiscent of the Virtual Angel MV, in which the members are seen in this bright light as well, contrasting their dark world. And in the Birth MV we see these light figures as well, and there I also theorized that these were clones created in space sent down to Earth to do the light being's biddings. Does this remind you of anything? So yeah, I do believe that the light being from ARTMS MV and the aliens from Loossemble's MVs are the same or similar entities, and that both the Loossemble and ARTMS members were cloned, while the original members were sent to sleep in their cryosleep pods, seen in the Sensitive MV, showing us the girls in space pods. Then Girls' Night MV shows us the members are actually sleeping and dreaming. The ARTMS pre-releases show the members having a fun time together, and the Orai Circle members and Heejin imagine themselves having a fun time and saving the world in their MVs, while they're actually all just asleep. This could then explain the mirroring of this scene with Heejin's algorithm MV, where she also runs away. So maybe there are so many scenes that mirror one another because the aliens are putting these dreams into the heads of the members. Chuu doesn't actually make the spaceship of the aliens explode, and Jinsul doesn't actually throw away the cake in the beginning of the Alphas 1 MV, but the aliens make them believe so, through controlling their dreams. So while in Virtual Angel we see the members' clones having taken over totally, in Yves' Loop and Chuu's Strawberry Rush MV, we see that some of the members are fighting back against these alien machine things. And yes, you can tell me that these MVs are not connected at all, but what is the likelihood of all of the members coming up with an alien machine invasion story all by themselves? Loossemble have alien machines, Yves has flying machines, ARTMS have these light beings and things coming down from the sky, Chuu has aliens coming down from the sky, and Loossemble and ARTMS both have these clone member storylines going on. So I do feel like they at least somewhat try to connect to their stories with these references. And now after Yves and Chuu did their thing, Loossemble is finally able to escape their dream state, seen in this MV, and we see the members take their chance to escape in the beginning and ending scenes. But more on that later. So Yeojin running away looking like I could gather ex-boyfriend. On the other hand, the rest of the Loossemble members running towards her. They try to reach one another but are unable to. In the Girls' Night MV, we see that Yeojin was the first member to be taken away by the aliens, and after that the members split up to look for her, when one member at a time was taken away as well. So it could be that this is just symbolically letting us know that the members are still together, even after the events of the Girls' Night MV. They just can't physically reach one another because they are trapped in their dream state, basically sitting in their space pods. Now again, something that ties back to my teaser theory. I believe that this MV intentionally tries to call back to the Orai Circle subunit. What is happening right now is that Yeojin almost catches BB. In the Sweet Crazy Love MV, it was Kimlip almost catching Cherry. After this, there's this hand-drawn effect that looks like the stars are rotating, which is quite fitting since if you look at the sky in the beginning scenes, the stars are really moving in a strange way. This could be a reference to the Birth MV, since in that MV we also saw these space babies falling from the sky that kind of look like shooting stars, but I don't know. Now this is very much up to interpretation, but we never really saw how teleportation in the Loonaverse looks like. But we did get the information that Yojin is able to hop around like a frog through the different realms. So what if this almost touching of the members made Yojin's powers awake again? And so she teleported herself and the members away from the aliens. I mean, think about it. The MV starts with the members being hunted by these masked figures. Now they almost touch, and at the end of the MV, we see that actually the members were just asleep next to a portal. What if instead it was that Yojin teleported the members and now they are sleeping? Because we know from the Love Cherry Motion MV that when you teleport the realms, you faint/fall asleep during the teleportation. What if they are sleeping because they were teleported then? And that could also explain the hands reaching out to the members, because they, through the teleportation, have reached a realm closer to the location of the other members, coming closer to the OT12 reunion we all hope for. And after the drawn effect, you can see that the members run by one another, but then just disappear while the masked girls continue running. But once these girls are also gone, the Loossemble members are just nowhere to be seen. They are gone, teleported away perhaps. We can see Hyunjin through water reflections, and the scene that I thought would be her falling down is just another upside down reflection. To me, this underlines the theory of the members being in a different realm. To show that Cherry was traveling to a different realm, they show her upside down a lot. For example, in the Love Cherry Motion MV, Girlfriend MV, and even One and Only MV. And now they do the same for Hyunjin. Now I'm just going to skip some scenes. Here we can see BB, and the sign on the back is still not that easy to make out, but thankfully behind the scenes photos have made my job a lot easier. I have loved you for 10,000 years. Which, to my understanding, this saying is something very romantic and basically like a I will love you forever saying. Very much cute and could be about the members promising their friendship to one another. Maybe. So now another hand-drawn animation. Heju pointing, fade to black. And then these effects similar to the VHS effects of the Birth MV. Then this circle around Heju that at the top and bottom is mirroring. Black and then BB in a circle, and in both instances there are these yellow and purple parts to the circles. Well, if that's not the colors of the two members we see traveling realms all of the time, coincidence? I don't think so. No, but really, this seems to be another hint to the teleportation theme, since we transition between two members in completely different locations with this circle animation. And it's not like circles were not related to the Odd Eye Circle members or traveling realms in the past, right? Now Yojin is holding this cute little mirror that has these colorful gems on it. We have seen gems a lot in the Loonaverse before, and these have some of the Loona member colors. Red, pink, purple, yellow, blue, and what could be green or Eden green. Next, Hyunjin is eyeing this flower, and we get another interesting transition from BB to Hyunjin through these flowers. Another round of guessing the flower. Wow. So first of all, these could be lily flowers. Lilies are a sign of purity, renewal, unity, and peace. This would probably be the safe bet. And now let me go off the deep end. What if these flowers are a reference to the moonflowers? Now, I might hear you say, but Florestel, these don't look like moonflowers. No, not really, but they look a lot like Loona tears. Loona as in moon, almost the same as Loona, the name of the K-pop group. Well, normally I would not nerd out about a video game flower having similarities to a Loossemble MV, but after the BB having red eye scene from the Girls Night MV, which reminded me a lot of the red eye disease from the Nier Automata and Replicant games, I now feel like I'm either delusional or there really is a Nier fan in the Loossemble creative team. Hopefully the second one. So what is special about the moonflowers or Loona flowers or Loona tears? They actually grow in the dark. Yeah, that's kind of like where their name comes from, them being called moonflowers and all. And they are not only a sign of love, but also hope for people that are going through tough times. Since just like the Loona flower blooms in the darkness, a person can also shine their own light and become their own beacon of hope in dark times. So yeah, it kind of fits the theme of the MV, which to me feels like it is about the members overcoming their hardships and starting to shine from within in one of their hardest times ever. Now comes the Hyunjin eating the flower scene, and like I said in my teaser video, there is someone that walks by her. This seems to be Bibi, which adds up since she is sitting in the same place in earlier scenes. The scene transitions like the scene from the Birth MV, and we see Hyunjin fly in front of a big Hyunjin face. Again, feels like a reference to traveling realms. YYYY ate roses before entering the forest that brings them out of Eden to Earth. And this black and white scene is very reminiscent of the Odd Eye Circle members, who have these black and white scenes in their MVs to show how they go from not seeing oddness to opening their odd eyes and so on. More on that later. Now we see the sky, which has this galaxy kind of effect, similar to the Odd Eye Circle members MVs, like Love Cherry Motion for example, and this looks like the moon. Most importantly though, the members are circled by the now unmasked girls that walk around them. This could be a reference to them being trapped in a metaphorical way, but also literally. I mean, if we believe that the aliens put the members to sleep, then of course they show up in their dreams as a threatening entity. So this could be about the members being trapped in this dream because of the aliens. And when they start to shape this dream to their own liking, i.e. Haeju turning these black bubbles slide, or making better fish appear around her, only then do they actually have the power to push the aliens out of their dreams and to get the upper hand. Which then leads to the end of the MV, in which the dream becomes reality, and they wake up to be freed from the aliens, with their odd eyes having been activated. Now we see Haeju surrounded by these black orbs, and when she touches them they become see-through. Well, this is basically the most difficult thing for me to figure out, but I feel kind of confident in the theory that this might be a reference to the scene from the Girls' Night MV, in which Gohan destroys one of the alien machines by just reaching out for it. Haeju is literally destroying the darkness around her and her members, and makes them see clearly again. Also explaining why a lot of these scenes in the beginning show the girls in darkness. Well, now they're standing on this rooftop with a clear sky. This could then mean that the aliens put a lot of their memories and their consciousness into shadows, so that the members were unable to access them, and only now do they remember their past, because they banished the shadows that covered up everything. So Haeju used her powers to make the members see clearly again. We see through this circle with darkness around us, when it switches to black and white with this rainbow effect, and then it becomes see-through. So yeah, black and white as a reference to using your odd eye powers, and the see-through bubble as in opening your third eye, your odd eye, to see the world around you more clearly. And we also get these scenes that look like old movie film burning. What I would also like to point out now, Haeju in this MV has outfits that make her stand out from the group. While the girls wear white tops, Haeju wears a black top or even a black jacket. So it could be that she is standing out so much because she is actually the only one that is able to see through this dream facade, and she uses her powers to make the other members see oddness as well, which could then lead to the members even being able to escape this dream. And this would also kind of fit into the Girls' Night MV story, because she also was the only one fighting the aliens from the beginning. So Rebel Haeju being canon. We spin around the members and we can see that the sky is clearing up. And we can also see this big AF moon. So again, the sky is clearing up, as in the vision of the members becomes clear. They look at the sky in the same way the Loona members looked at the moon in the Hi Hi MV. And now we have these girls walking around Gohan with this strange kind of blur effect over it. It looks similar to the first scene, so this might be a reference to the girls dressed in black being unable to see the members because they are in different realms of existence, maybe? Or it is them disappearing because Haeju cleared up their dream from the aliens' dark influences. But I don't know. Now, this BB scene is really interesting. We get an obvious reference to the Virtual Angel MV with the people floating in the air. And we get a reference to Girls' Night through the fireworks. To me, it feels like they really want us to know that these two MVs have a connection, and if we try to connect these themes, it could mean that the girls that sacrifice themselves in the Virtual Angel MV become alien machine beings. In a not so literal way, this could mean that the girls give their power / life force to the goddess / light being, and then they become the goddess's underlings that have to recruit new girls or hunt down the Loona members. This could explain all of these references to the light being and the machines being the same, like Jinsol and Gohan scenes mirroring one another, or their storylines being similar, i.e. being hunted down by the light beings and being hunted down by the alien machines, then the clones of the members being created, and finally the actual members sleeping. So this could insinuate that the girls we saw at the beginning of this MV are just like the girls that we saw in the Virtual Angel MV. girls that were tricked into becoming the underlings for the light beings / aliens, but I still don't have any idea on why the light being needs an army for. So yeah. Also, this rooftop looks quite similar to the virtual angel rooftop, just saying. Now Yeojin is filming herself with this old video camera that also appeared in BB's Everyday I Love You MV. In that MV, Hasul was filming the other members. Hasul and Yeojin have a really deep connection to one another in the lore, so this could be a reference to this connection, but it could also be a reference to the other circle members, who in their MVs were often filmed by other people, as a sign of being watched by someone. But now Yeojin is filming herself instead of being filmed. So maybe she is just kind of showing off her new powerful self. And also this has this old film effect over it, which is also a reference to the old Loonaverse, in which this effect was often used to show off that something is a dream / hazy memory. Which also fits into the fact that this MV and the Cotton Candy MV are filmed in a 3:4 ratio that was used in the past to show us that the events of the MV were either dreams or hazy memories. Like in BB's Everyday I Love You MV, Rain 51 Decibel MV, Birth and Virtual Angel MV. Hyunjin looking through a fish tank with orange fish is a reference to the Singing in the Rain MV. And this switches to Haeju with black beta fish. This is quite interesting because in the past I also talked about how interesting it is that Haeju and Jinsul share a secondary color. Jinsul has blue and black and Haeju has gray and black. And in the Egoist MV, it is Jinsul that helps out Haeju escape to Earth. So they must have a very strong connection. Now, this is another scene that confused a lot of people. What is this? Well, we have not seen it yet in the Loonaverse, but we have heard of it. This is the afternoon sun, as in the sin of swallowing the afternoon sun. I will just quickly recap my theory for the afternoon sun for everyone that hasn't watched my Outer Circle analysis videos. But you still should go watch them anyways. So, there are a lot of religions and cultures all around the world that believe / believed in the sin of swallowing the sun. This is also meant quite literally for most of them. People in India had the belief that there was a demon that tried to catch the sun or moon to eat it. Scandinavians believed that there are two wolves that run after the sun and moon respectively and try to eat them. When they do succeed, that would cause the end of the world, the Ragnarok. Then there are Chinese people that believe that a dragon tries to swallow the sun, which then leads to eclipses. Since the dragon tries to eat the sun, everything gets dark. And there are a bunch more, but I will leave it at that. So most of the times, the eating the sun is seen as something bad, and also this is most often used as an explanation on why there are solar and lunar eclipses, because there is something that is either eating the sun or moon. So all in all, to me this always read as a reference to the girls eating something forbidden, since it is said to be a sin. And this something is magical / powerful, since it is compared to the sun. To me it feels like the sin of swallowing the afternoon sun is a reference to the Eden fruits / the apples from the Garden of Eden. In the story of Adam and Eve, the apples give them the knowledge of everything. I mean, it literally opens their eyes. Only after eating the apples do they actually notice that they were naked all along. So what if the sun that brings light into the darkness is the fruit that opens the eyes of the members, enlightens them in a metaphorical and literal way? So the girls are all sinners in the eyes of Eden, since they all partook in the fruit. Remember that after eating her blood plum, there is this scene in the Egoist MV where Haeju has to wipe blood off of her hands, and blood was seen as something impure, meaning that Haeju saw what she did as something impure because of what Eden told her. So the sin of swallowing the afternoon sun, because it is seen as something bad, as something sinful. Afternoon sun because it brings something to light that was in the shadows. And then the afternoon sun, emphasis on afternoon, could also fit into this, because the afternoon sun puts things into light that were not in light when the morning sun was up. And of course, swallowing the afternoon sun is a reference to the members eating their fruits, to enlighten themselves and to be able to travel realms, as well as a reference to eclipses, since the eating of the sun is used as a reference to an eclipse. Which, in my Outer Circle theory, made me believe that the eclipse in Kimlip's MV was caused by her eating one of the Eden fruits, that were then described as the afternoon sun in Jinsul's MV. And through the sin of swallowing the afternoon sun, the YYXY members not only gained the power to exit Eden, but also get to see through their third eye, the so-called odd eye that makes you able to see oddness all around you. Go-On only became able to see her true self after she ate her assigned fruit, and she opened her eyes. Only then does she see her true self, her blonde-haired self, And remember how even Jinsol and Cherry, who are Odd Eye Circle members, have to rely on fruits, like the cherries, to travel realms and use their powers. So there doesn't seem to be a big difference in the way the YYYY and Odd Eye Circle members use their powers, since they all need fruits to access this magic. Although I do believe that the Odd Eye Circle members have stronger powers than the YYYY members, since Yves asked them for help, which she wouldn't have to do if she was just as powerful as them. And yes, I do believe that all of the members have some type of Odd Eye, since the first MV with Heejin straight up shows us that Heejin is able to see the world in color, which is an obvious reference to being able to see oddness, because in the Street Crazy Love MV, only after awakening their odd eyes do the members start to see the world around them in color. And since Heejin can also see oddness without being an Odd Eye Circle member, she/the other members are also able to open their eyes to oddness. And this would also explain all of the times in which we have seen eyes with strange colors, like BB's eyes in Love and Live, or there being an emphasis put onto their eyes, like Hustl's eyes having these crystals over them. This would make sense, since they all have special eyes. They just aren't all odd eyes, in the Odd Eye Circle way. So Hyunjin eats the afternoon sun, which is mirroring the scene of her eating the flower. So yeah, a reference to the YYYY members eating roses and their assigned fruits. Maybe Hyunjin is actually eating a fruit as well. Who knows? After this, again the screen burns, like in the Birth MV. In the Birth MV, I theorized this being a symbol of revealing the truth, basically burning away the false facade. And we see Go-On with her chandelier. This far I haven't mentioned her, because it fits better here. So after we've just seen a reference to the YYYY members and the sin of swallowing the afternoon sun, we can see Go-On with her chandelier, when behind her an apple tree appears. On the ground are red roses and Go-On touches the chandelier. I will just quickly play the part from the teaser analysis for the chandelier bit, for the people that haven't seen the analysis video. Now Go-On with a chandelier. This is a reference to the One and Only MV, in which Go-On had chandeliers over her head, as a reference to crowns, and in my opinion as a reference to the Damocles sword. You can watch my analysis video for more on that. But basically it's that these chandeliers were a sign of danger for Go-On, that she lives in constant fear of these things falling down on her and crushing her. But at the end of the MV she gets crowned by Yves, officially taking on responsibilities, and instead of living with a chandelier over her head 24/7, she decides to change something about that, and now she is not afraid of them, but is playing around with them, seen in this teaser. She is smiling at us and presumably plays around with the chandelier's crystals, and then this chandelier being just in the sky could be a reference to the sky is my limit saying that implies that nothing can stop you or change your motivations, since the sky is the only limit that you have. And so now Go-On is not scared of her responsibilities, and neither is she scared of using her powers. To me it seems like she traveled realms to appear in front of this tree, since it is not only the tree that changes behind her, but the whole background. You can see this quite well if you concentrate on the sky. So Go-On is traveling to this apple tree, the tree of knowledge or the tree of life that was also seen in Cherry's Love Cherry Motion MV. I will just play a clip of my old video again. Cherry is now sitting in a blue and purple room and is looking at her reflection again, when we see a tree coming through a circle that is over her head. This could be a reference to a lot of different trees. There's the world tree, the tree of life, and the tree of knowledge. These kind of motifs are found in a lot of different cultures all around the world. And since the Loonaverse has some references to Christianity, I should mention that the tree of knowledge is said to grow in the Garden of Eden. Yes, it is the tree Adam and Eve take apples/plums from and gain knowledge by eating them. The tree is also known as the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This could be seen quite literally, but in actuality a lot of cultures use the term good and evil, or evil good, to describe everything. This is the case with the phrase good and evil in Hebrew, as well as with the Egyptian expression evil good. So it is the tree of knowledge of everything. The term likely means the knowledge for administering reward and punishment, suggesting that the knowledge forbidden by God and yet acquired by the humans in Genesis 2 and 3 is the wisdom of wielding ultimate power. Well, I don't want to reach, but what happens to the YYY girls once they ate their fruits? They all of a sudden notice the power of their own free will. They can decide to leave Eden now that they have gained sentience in a way. They have sinned by eating the forbidden fruit. This is why in Love Forever, Olivia Hay is still trusting the headmistress and she eats the food they give to her. She is not refusing to exit Eden, but instead she has no desire to exit. because she has no knowledge of what is right and what is wrong. She has yet to notice that she is naked, to reference the story of Adam and Eve again. You know how they noticed that they were naked just after eating the fruit? Yeah. The world tree is represented as a colossal tree which supports the heavens, thereby connecting the heavens, the terrestrial world, and through its roots, the underworld. Does this remind you of anything? Like, for example, how I've been saying that Odd Circle are connecting Eden and Earth, or like I said that Middle Earth is probably just a bridge between worlds. I feel really strongly about this theory, because this tree is shown to us a lot in this MV, and only in the scenes after Cherry woke up in Middle Earth. The concept of the Tree of Life may have originated in Central Asia, and was absorbed by other cultures, such as Scandinavian mythology. The Tree of Knowledge connecting to heaven and the underworld, and the Tree of Life connecting all forms of creation. They are both forms of the world tree or cosmic tree, and they are found in a variety of religions and philosophies as the same tree. This could also explain why the colors of the members are so important, and also why Cherry and Jinsoul are the only members to officially have subcolors. If Jinsoul is from Eden, which in this world is a dark and unfriendly place, this could be the stand-in for the underworld. So black and dark blue being her colors makes sense. Then Cherry, who has a bright purple and white as her colors, could be associated with the heavens. This could be a connection to the Loonaverse's Earth, because it seems to be a happy place, or maybe a connection to Middle Earth, which seems to be formed through the powers and wishes of the Odd Circle members. So right after we see Hyunjin eat the afternoon sun, we see Go On with the Tree of Knowledge. This seems to be like an obvious reference to the members regaining consciousness. First they make the darkness vanish, seen with Haeju, then they find the Fruit of Knowledge, seen with Go On, they eat it like Hyunjin, and then they use their powers, like we later on see with Yeojin being able to straight up water bend, or BB that can turn back time. This shows us the journey the girls had to go through to regain their knowledge of everything, their journey to open their eyes and escape their dream state, which led to them being awake at the end of the MV stronger than ever. And this could mean that they are now on the look for the other members, because they just regained their memories and found the world tree that connects the realms. So it should be easier to find the other members now, that are all spread around different realms. I should also mention that I believe that the members traveled from Earth, which we see in the Girls' Night MV, to Middle Earth, which we see in this MV. Since the sky being colorful and the moon being giant was something that we saw in the Girlfront and Love Cherry Motion MVs, which both play out in Middle Earth. So if we believe that ARTMS are trapped in Eden, because of the Eden invitation cards and all, then it could be that they are just about to reconnect and find one another again, since the Loossemble members are now in Middle Earth, which connects to Eden. Also a crow flying by Haeju, which are a symbol for new beginnings, hope, and the power to change one's future, which the members are literally doing in this MV, so yeah. Now to add to the interesting eye, a cat eye. At least it looks kind of like the eye of an animal, and cats are most commonly known to have these kind of eyes. Which is interesting because I had the theory that the cat in the one and only MV was a reference to Hyunjin. So maybe this is just letting us know that it's true? Or it could be Haeju having wolf eyes, since at the end of the Cotton Candy MV we hear an owling noise. And in this MV we see Haeju being dressed in black, so there is something special about her in these MVs, but I can't quite figure out what it's supposed to tell us. Notice how after they found the Tree of Knowledge, they are now in these light scenes, as if they were enlightened. The only members dressed all in black now are BB and Yeojin, the ones we haven't yet seen eating the afternoon sun or using their powers, or be around the Tree of Knowledge. They are also the only ones without ties, so yeah. Now Hyunjin is going wild in this shop, but even though it only seems to be a funny scene of her going crazy, it does actually remind me of the Odd Circle members, because in the Girlfront MV there is this scene of Kimlab running really fast to travel back in time, and now we see Hyunjin running around so fast that we see her in multiple places at the same time. By the way, also something that we can see in Chuu's Strawberry Rush MV, so just another connection. And the flowers in front of her seem to be the same that she is eating earlier on in the MV. Something that I think is quite interesting is that the teaser had these scenes without the apple tree in the back, so this makes it quite clear to me that the tree has a massive importance that they just didn't want to spoil us with. Kind of funny how this could be a really clear indication of this scene being super important, so just keep it in mind, I guess. Again, we see Yeojin through a strange effect. This time it looks like a TV screen, kind of like the Virtual Angel MV. Here we switch from these very grayish colors to these very bright colors as Yeojin reaches her hand out for the water/bubbles. This looks similar to Haeju's bubbles, but also the Paint the Town MV, which has a similar effect used for Yves. So now that Yeojin is seen using her powers and maybe reawakening her powers, since the colors go from desaturated to brightly saturated, we get the first glimpse of the real world, the truth if you want to call it that. We see the members are actually all dreaming, and that this is not actually happening. Now the members all walk by the camera in this very fast way, so this could be a reference to powers, or maybe not, I can't quite tell you. But the next thing that I can assure you is about powers. Blue, Eden green, green, red, pink, pastel pink, orange, purple, again a reference to the Loona members' colors. But more importantly, we go back in time to see BB holding the balloons. In the past we have seen BB use these powers before. It was when she met Jinsol in the Everyday I Need You MV. There she is rewinding time on the water fountain, and this time she is doing the same thing with these balloons. So now all of the members have regained their powers / their knowledge of everything. Which also makes these fourth wall breaks kind of like a reference in it of itself. They now play hide and seek, a reference to them hiding from the aliens in the Girls' Night MV and seeking their friend Yeojin. Bump into the camera as if they know that there was a cameraman filming them, and then there are these pictures put on the screen of Yeojin. And then Yeojin finally breaks the fourth wall completely by removing the scene of herself, which looks like she is taking off some type of tape from the screen. She is literally revealing the truth by scratching away the dream / fantasy world that we have been seeing all this time. And now we see that they were all dreaming. So now that they finally realized that they were stuck in this dream, they wake up. Which is again underlined by the scene of Gowon breaking the screen, which then breaks this dream reality and reveals the real world. Now we get the scene where we see them switch from blurry to black and white and red, orange and white, black and white with red, grey and white, red, white and grey, black and white to colorful again. And the black and white to color is a reference to them awakening their powers to see oddness around them, opening their eyes to the truth, and the orange, red and white scenes remind me of the Birth MV, where we see the color reverse used a lot as well. We can see the clouds go by really fast, when we see this big portal kind of thing, and the members don't even seem to be shocked or scared, they just look determined. Now we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hands. 12 being the number of Loona members, of course. But why 12? When we see 5 Loossemble members in front, shouldn't it be 7 hands then reaching out for them? Well, not to get into a whole new can of worms, but I do have this theory of there being 2 timelines, and maybe, just maybe, Loossemble were found by the Loona members of an alternate timeline, and these Loona members from another timeline are just reaching out to help them reunite with their members. And then Hyunjin standing on this mirror is not only a reference to Cherry, to the Loona members from another universe, on the other side of the mirror, that maybe unlike this universe were not separated from one another. And that could explain why the members get closer to the portal and are not even afraid or scared, because they see familiar faces. Now we see the scene from the beginning again, when we hear this sound. No, actually, I kind of fooled you, because this sound was from the Girlfriend MV. This is the one from the TTYL MV. But my point still stands, this MV has so many references to the Odd Eye Circle members. It's not even a coincidence anymore. At the end of the MV, they stop the tape. What does this mean? I have almost no idea, but I guess it could be another reference to the Odd Eye Circle members. It could be about this being a loop, since the Girlfriend MV is portrayed like a loop. Or it could be a hint at the fact that the events in this MV are just a dream or broken memory, like the recordings of the Everyday I Love You MV. But I'm just guessing here. Lastly, I should also mention that this MV has the 3:4 ratio, which was used in the past to show us that the events from the MVs are either not real, /dreams, or misremembered real events, seen in the Everyday I Love You MV, Rain 51 Decibel MV, and also kind of importantly in the Birth and Virtual Angel MVs. In the Birth MV, we see that the members see the world in this twisted way that might be partially just hallucinations or dreams, similar to this MV, in which I do feel like most of the things that we see can't really be taken at face value. So I feel like the condensed story of the MV is Yeojin being taken away by the aliens, the members catching up with her since they were also taken away by the aliens, seen in the Girls' Night MV, then Yeojin reawakening her powers and teleporting them away on accident, the members falling asleep through the teleportation and going through their own journeys of regaining their consciousness and knowledge of the past, reawakening their powers and being able to open their eyes to the real world again. The aspect ratio is letting us know that the members are not quite literally where we see them, but more so in a metaphorical way. What they do is still true, but in a different way, I imagine. In a way, this is just like Cherry's journey in Middle-earth, where we see her fainting when she eats the cherries, and going on this adventure to find out more about herself and her powers, to then end up gaining the knowledge of everything through eating the fruits from the Tree of Knowledge. All of these events took place, but not necessarily in the way that we see them in the MV. So yeah, the experiences of the members were real, but in a place like Middle-earth that seems to be similar to Wonderland, a place of no consistency, the things that they literally did are not as important as the metaphorical meaning of it all. So all in all, I feel like we are kind of getting a reimagining of the Loona pre-debut project. Remember how Doll was called Divine All Love and Live as a reference to this evil power interfering in the lives of these ordinary Earth girls, as kind of like a new spin on the Loona 1/3 story, where we also see ordinary girls, but without the cultish light being influences. And now we have TTYL, which sounds like an Odd Eye Circle song, has the symbolism and look of an Odd Eye Circle MV, and ends like the debut song of the Odd Eye Circle subunit. Oh, and Odd Eye Circle was all about ordinary girls being not so ordinary, since they can all see some kind of oddness around them. And just like Odd Eye Circle opened their eyes to color and awakened their powers, so do the Loossemble members in this MV. But again, they have this spin on it, because they are trapped by alien beings. They have no memory of their previous lives, and they similarly to YYXY have to open their eyes to escape this nightmare. So now we kind of just have to wait for a YYXY inspired comeback, and then we will get a Loona 2.0 debut, hopefully. I mean, if we look at where everyone is currently at, then we have Loossemble just escaped the aliens and have regained their knowledge and powers, stronger than ever. Yves escaped the machines and regained her trust in herself, confidently stronger than ever. Chuu battling her own anxieties and insecurities, finding new friends in her egos and outgrowing her old self. She just escaped the aliens, can now use her powers to travel through realms, had a lot of fun fighting evil, so cutely stronger than ever. And finally we have ARTMS, currently in hell, temperature very hot. They are either underlings of the light beings or were cloned and are now powerless, while their powerful clones are underlings of the light being. Not really doing that well currently. So it would kind of fit for ARTMS to create a mini album inspired by the YYXY sound and story, and then they could also be at their A-game for a reunion of Loona, just saying. But if you want to know what I want, now that Yves and Chuu have debuted and come full circle in their storylines, what if they get together with Go-On and Haeju, join up, and create the Femme Fatale album? Imagine how crazy that would be. I mean, in a way that would only be fair, since YYXY was the only subunit to not get their second mini-album. And on the other hand, I mean, call me Delulu, but ARTMS' Doll album had Butterfly Effect as a song that, quote, was a song that Jaden Jong had kept to continue the storytelling after Butterfly, and that he has had this song for about 6 years. Couldn't there still be YYXY rejects or even finished songs on Jaden Jong's computer? I mean, this does kind of remind me of the YYXY one-way situation, where a Loona subunit released an album that has a song on it that is a teaser for a future project. Quote, One Way actually is a track that has been kept aside for a long time to be used in a concept album titled Loona the Ballad. One Way is a sneak preview of what is to come. What if Butterfly Effect is a sneak preview of what is to come for us in the future as well? Maybe that could be a YYXY mini-album, or the members reuniting sooner than later, but that's just me, I guess. Just let me dream, okay? So thank you for watching, and if you like this video you can like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.